Good morning, students. So myself, Vijay Shankar from EC Department, Chapel Engineering College. Today, we are going to discuss about the applications of the Gauss law, the electric field intensity. The previous two classes, we learned what is the electric field intensity and what is the electric flux density and what is the relation between of electric field intensity and electric flux density. And also, one of the two Maxwell's equations related to the Gauss law. I go for this, see what are the different types of, not the what are the different types of applications of the Gauss law. Electric field intensity due to the infinite line charge and so on. Okay. The first application here, electric field due to infinite line charge. Electric field due to infinite line charge. Consider an infinitely long straight line carrying with uniform line charge having density rho L. So the x-axis, here we have the x-axis, y-axis and the z-axis. On the z-axis, there is an infinite line charge. There is an infinite line charge because it is a line having the uniformly charge is distributed. The charge density is a rho L. The charge density is rho L, coulombs per meter. Let this line lies along the z-axis from minus infinite to infinite. So this line is from minus infinite to infinite is along the z-axis, not on the y-axis and not on the x-axis. Okay. Hence called infinitely line charge. Let P is on the y-axis. There is a P point in the y-axis here, at which the electric field intensity is to be determined. So wherever the point P is there in the y-axis, you have to find out the electric field intensity. See here the direction is there. Is a direction to find the electric field intensity. That too is a differential electric field intensity. D bar is equal to D bar. The distance of the point P from the origin is R. Let here there is an origin is there. From the origin, the point P, the distance is a small r. Is a distance we have. That is R. Okay. Here the graph is showing the z-axis having a charge density uniformly is distributed. The charge density is a rho L along the z-axis, and we consider a point P on the y-axis. Consider a point P on the y-axis, where you have to find out the electric field intensity, differential electric field intensity D bar. And from the origin to the point P on the y-axis, the distance is the smaller. And a r bar is also showing here as a direction of the vector because this is a r direction in the y. Since we are assuming the distance is a r, what it matters. And then consider a small differential length dl carrying a charge dq. Consider a small differential length dl carrying a charge dq. The dq, because the charge is uniformly distributed on the z-axis, and the charge is also we can take as a differential charge dq, and a small differential length is assumed on the z-axis. It is a small differential length on the z-axis, consider it as a dl. From that point, draw a line to join the point P. From that point, you have to draw a line to join the point P, and that distance is a capital R. That distance is the capital R. Following my students. So whenever we can consider a small differential length dl on the z-axis, so along the z-axis, hence the dl is equal to dz. Hence dl is equal to dz. Why it is a dz means because it is the charge is distributed on the z-axis only, not on the y-axis and not on the x-axis. Suppose the y-axis, that is a dy. If it is x-axis means that is a dx. I assume here the differential length, a small differential length dl on the z-axis. So dl is equal to dz. Got it? You see here, the dq is equal to, already we know the one of the formula is there, dq is equal to rho L into dl. It is a line charge or uniformly line charge is distributed. dq is equal to rho L into dl. What is the dl here? On the z-axis, the differential length we are assuming, dl we can write as a rho L into dz. Now the dq is equal to rho L into dz. A point on the z-axis, that is a dl. Here, what are the quadrants we have? A point on the z-axis means there is no any value in the x and there is no any value in the y. Only we have the value there in the z. So the quadrants at the point is 0, 0, z. And similarly, point P on the y-axis we are assuming here. Point P on the y-axis, there is no any x value, that is a 0. And we have the y value is there, that is a distance from the 0 to the origin to the point P is a small r, and the z is a 0. Because the point is on the y-axis, x value and z value is a 0. And here, the point on the z-axis, x and y are the zeros, z having the z only. Now the starting point is a 0, 0, z. Ending point is 0, r, 0. We already know how to find the distance here. Differential length. Okay. That is 0 minus 0. So ending point to the starting point, 0 minus 0. And ending point y is r minus 0. And ending point 0 is a z quadrant, 0 minus z. See here the r bar, the distance vector r bar can be written as, the distance vector r bar can be written as r bar is equal to, here the starting point quadrants is 0, 0, z, ending point quadrants are 0, r, 0, 0 minus 0 into ax bar, 0 minus 0 into ax bar. That is a 0 one. We are not taking that one. And second one is r minus 0 into a by bar. R minus 0 into a by bar means r into a by bar only. Minus, how we are getting the minus is 0 minus z. Starting point and ending point means taking the ending point value and subtract the starting point value. 0 minus z is z bar. So r into a by bar minus z into a z. Okay, that is a distance. Whatever the distance we have, the r is equal. R is equal to r into a by bar minus z into a z bar. And you can take the magnitude of this r bar is equal to under root of r square plus z square. R square plus z square. And we know to find the base vector. The base vector formula is AR bar is equal. AR bar is equal. The distance, that is r bar by the magnitude of r bar by the magnitude of r. We did some examples also in the class. What the r bar we got? R into a by bar minus z into r into a by bar minus z into az. Z into az. And whole divided by the magnitude. What is the magnitude we got under root of R square plus Z square. R square plus Z square. Okay. This is totally the base vector. Base vector. Okay. And what is the differential electric field intensity at the point charge? Differential electric field intensity at the point charge. Formula is D bar or E is equal to, in the last two classes we explained that is E bar is equal to force per unit charge. Force per the unit charge. According to the Coulomb's law, the force is equal to the product of directly proportional to the product of two charges and inversely proportional to the distance between the square of the distance between the two charges. So that by using that Coulomb's law, the electric field intensity we got it as U by, and proportionality constant is 4 pi epsilon naught, and the distance is there. The distance is r square. It is actually a capital R, and AR bar. This is a formula for the point charge. Whenever if I am taking the differential electric field intensity, that is also changes as differential charge Q dq. See here, this is a formula. dE bar is equal to dq by 4 pi epsilon naught r square into r. R square into r bar. R is the distance here. R is the distance. Already we find the r bar is r square is equal to under root of r square plus z square, and ar bar is equal to this total function. And what is the dq? dq is equal to rho L into dz. This is a formula we have. The change of charge with respect to the length is a charge density. Rho L is equal. The formula is rho L is equal to, or rho is equal to, the charge density is change of charge with respect to the length. With respect to the surface means we change it as a surface. With respect to the volume, it changes the volume. The rho L, rho S, and rho B like that. Okay. Substitute all the functions in the differential electric field. Differential electric field dq is equal to, what is the dq we got? Rho L into dz. Rho L into dz. 4 pi epsilon naught here. 4 pi epsilon naught. And r square. R we got under root of r square plus z square, and whole square is there. And this base vector AR bar, R into AY bar minus Z into AZ bar whole divided by under root of R square plus Z square. Under root of R square plus Z square. Now simplify this. dE bar is equal to rho L dz 4 pi epsilon naught and under root of r square plus z square whole square, and here I eliminated the z function. Why it is eliminated the z function means for every charge on a positive z axis there is equal charge present on negative z axis also. Got it, my friends? So listen carefully here. See, we are assuming a small differential length on the positive z axis, and the charge is distributed totally. Charge is distributed totally in the positive to the negative axis. Here the positive axis is there, it is the negative axis also. Charge is distributed. We assume only the differential length on the positive axis of z, and there is a negative z axis also we can assume, and these two in equilibrium condition, these two get cancelled. Means with the zero simply say. We are not considering the z term there. So for every charge on a positive z axis, there is an equal charge present on negative z axis, hence z component of electric field intensity Z component of electric field intensity is produced by such charges at point P will cancel each other. Will cancel each other. Okay. Hence, effectively there will not be any Z component of E at point P. And there is no any Z component because of a charge is positive Z axis and equally charge present in the negative Z axis. Got it, my dear students? So I am not taking the Z component, eliminating the Z component, R into AY bar under root of R square plus Z square only. See here the under root whole square and under root is there. Means this the value is 1 by 2 get cancelled, and here we'll get the 1 by 2. 1 plus 1 by 2 is a 3 by 2. So R square plus Z square here and under root of R square plus Z square. Combining these two functions, we get R square plus Z square whole power 3 by 2. Okay. So d bar is equal to the rho L into dz. Now the e bar is equal to the integral we are taking in the right hand side. Integral minus infinite to infinite rho L 4 pi epsilon naught. The total denominator is becomes of R square plus Z square whole power 3 by 2 into R. Here the R is term is there and the dz and the direction is the AY bar. After simplifying, the E bar is equal to the total function, the integral E bar is equal to integral minus infinite to infinite rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught small r square plus Z square whole power 3 by 2 R into dz AY bar. Now here the integral is with respect to the Z component, with respect to the Z. So change these limitations. Change these limitations in terms of the Z only. By substituting Z is equal to R tan theta. From where we will get this R tan theta. Okay. Let us see. This is a right angle triangle you can assume. This is a diagram. The right angle triangle is a right angle triangle we have. The triangle of theta is there. The theta is a hypotenuse is capital R. Opposite side is a small r. And adjacent side is the distance. That distance is a Z only. 0, 0, Z point on the Z axis. Z value. Tan theta means opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite side by the adjacent side. So tan theta is equal to. From this right angle triangle, you can write the tan theta. Tan theta is equal to. What is opposite side? R. And what is adjacent side here? Z. Z. So we need the Z only. Z is equal to R by tan theta. R by tan theta means R secant theta. So 1 by tan theta is the secant theta. Got it, my students? Okay. From this right angle triangle, we got that is the Z is equal to. Now substitute that value of Z. Z is equal to R tan theta. Z by R. Okay. Here why they taken is a tan theta. Okay. Theta is not here itself. Theta you can take from here. Something went wrong. This is not the theta. And the same thing, if I am assuming here the theta is there, same the theta is there means here also the theta. Okay. Z by R. Z by R. Tan theta is equal to opposite side is there, the Z here. And adjacent side is the R. Tan theta is equal to Z by R. Z is equal to R tan. Consider here it is a theta. And now there is a theta is there. The theta is also the same thing. Now the opposite side you can take the Z and adjacent side is R. Tan theta is equal to Z by R. R is equal to Z is equal to R tan theta and R is equal to Z by tan theta. So now we can apply the derivative on both sides. Dz is equal to R tan theta derivative is a secant square theta d. Now replacing the r as z by tan theta, nothing but z secant theta, and z square is a r tan square theta, and it is totally changes as r values in the z values. Okay. Now, when the z is equal to minus infinite, what is the theta value? Theta is equal to tan inverse minus infinite. Tan theta is equal to, how will you get these values also, I will explain. What is the tan theta? Tan theta is equal to, from the right angle triangle, assuming the z is opposite side and r is the adjacent side, tan theta is equal to tan inverse z by r. Tan inverse z by r. Okay. Now what is the z here? Lower limit is a minus infinite. So tan inverse z is a minus infinite whole divided by r. We know the tan function is the odd function because sine by cos, sine is an odd function. Sine of minus theta is nothing but minus tan sine theta. The same tan is also will get minus tan inverse. Infinite by anything is the infinite only. What is the tan inverse infinite? Angle is minus pi by 2. Okay. When z is equal to minus infinite, the theta value is a minus pi by 2, minus 90 degrees. Similar way, when the z is plus infinite, what is the tan inverse? Here it is a plus, so it is also plus, and the angle is a plus 90 degrees. So change is totally integral dz as theta. So the integral of theta is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. The royal is a royal only. 4 pi epsilon naught. I use this r square is r square only, and replacing the z as r tan square theta, r tan square theta, r square tan square theta, not r tan square theta, r square tan square theta, whole power 3 by 2. And r is there. And what is the dz we got? Dz is a r secant square theta d theta. From the right angle triangle, we got the tan theta is equal to z by r. Z is an opposite side and r is an adjacent side. From that equation, you can apply the derivative. Dz is equal to r secant square theta into d theta. Got it? So r secant square theta d theta a by r. So totally the integral of dz changes as integral of theta. And now rewrite the denominator equation. Rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught is the constant. Keep it in the outside of the integral. Integral minus pi by 2 to the pi by 2. And r into r is r square secant square theta d theta. And in the denominator, see, r square is a common term in the internal of a whole power 3 by 2. You can write that is r square and a whole power 3 by 2. So r square take the common. For that, again there is a power is 3 by 2. So 2 get cancelled, remaining the r cube. Write the r cube in outside. And after the taking the common of r square, 1 plus tan square theta whole power 3 by 2. What is the 1 plus tan square theta? 1 plus tan square theta is a secant square theta. It's a formula. Okay, 1 plus tan square theta is according to the trigonometric equation. 1 plus tan square theta is a secant square theta. Again, it is a secant square theta whole power 3 by 2. Secant square theta whole power 3 by 2. And 2 get cancelled, we'll have only the secant cube theta. Secant cube theta. So in the numerator, secant square is there, and denominator is a secant cube, and secant square and secant cube here it get cancelled, remaining only the denominator is 1 by secant. So secant square is get cancelled and take the cube here, only 1 secant theta. And if r square and this cube is also cancelled, the remaining in the denominator r. So totally the integral minus pi by 2 the pi by 2. Pi by 2. Numerator is theta only. And denominator is r secant theta. R secant theta into ay bar is also there. So 1 by secant theta is a cos theta. Okay. And this integral is for theta only. So the r is also constant. Keep that in the outside of the integral. Rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught r and integral cos. Is a integral cos theta sin theta. Apply the upper limit and the lower limit. Sin pi by 2 minus of sin of minus pi by 2. What is a sin 90? Sin 90 is a 1. Sin 90 is a 1. Sin of minus theta is a minus sin theta. 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught r into 2 is there. And 2 in the denominator we have the 4. So rho L by finally the E bar is equal to rho L by 2 pi epsilon naught r A by bar. A by bar. And the units of electric field intensity is volts per meter. Okay. After finding out electric field intensity due to the infinite line charge, that is on the z-axis, due to the infinite line charge distributed uniformly on the z-axis, what is an electric field intensity? That electric field intensity is E bar is equal to rho L by 2 pi epsilon naught r A by bar. And its units is in terms of volts per meter. It's a very, very important topic, my dear students. Electric field intensity due to infinite line charge. So because we consider that it is a line, charge density is in the numerator, that is a rho L. See the equation above, which is specifically in partition system can be generalized. Ay bar is a unit vector along the distance r, which is perpendicular to the distance of point P from the line charge. In general, Ay bar is equal to Ay bar is equal to AR bar. Why they are saying that Ay bar is equal to AR bar means, see, AR bar is in the y direction. Actually, the y direction means by the y-axis, the positive y direction is Ay bar only. Absolutely, it is right. But from the origin to the point P, we take the distance is a small r. We take the distance is a small r. So Ay bar we can write as AR bar for our convenience. Okay. So they are saying the same thing here. The result of equation 5, which is specifically in partition system, can be generalized. The Ay bar is a unit vector along the distance r. See here, along the distance r, which is perpendicular distance from the point P from the line charge. That's in general Ay bar is equal to R. So the electric field intensity can be expressed as E bar is equal to rho L by 2 pi epsilon naught r into AR bar volts per meter. R is a perpendicular distance of point P from the line charge. From the line charge is a perpendicular distance from the line charge. Line charge is on the y-axis, z-axis. Okay, and this is perpendicular to this line. The point P is perpendicular to this line charge. Okay. So R is a perpendicular distance from the point P of the line charge, and AR bar is a unit vector in the direction of perpendicular to the distance of point P from the line charge. But it matters. So very, very important. And second one is electric field due to the charged circular ring. Second application or the second example we can take is the electric field intensity due to the charged circular ring. Previously we take the line same line is fully distributed, join these two ends. Join the two ends of that line becomes a circle. Means it is a hollow. All the charges is distributed on the circle. The positive charges like this, uniformly distributed. The charges are uniformly distributed on the circle. Okay. Previously, there is a line. That line is, we assume on the z-axis, a small differential length is assumed on the z-axis. So dl is equal to dz. Now the same line, I am taking that is a loop or circle. That circle is, it is also the line only. It is also the line. See here the differential length only we are assuming. It is not the dr and not the ds and it is not the dv. Because the line is joined at the two ends, then it becomes a circle. Internally it is a hollow and the charge is distributed on the circle. So we are assuming a small differential length on the circle. See here the differential length on the circle. Previously, a point P is assumed on the y-axis because it is a perpendicular to the charge is distributed the line. Now the circle we are assuming towards opposite side there is a differential electric field intensity dE bar. So point P is on z-axis now. From differential length to that point, the distance is a capital R. From origin to the differential length, as usual, the small r. What it matters. Previously, a point P we assume on y-axis, and now the point P we are assuming on the z-axis because now it is a perpendicular line to the point we assume on the circle differential length, or it is a differential charge dq is equal to the dl of p. Understood? So now it is also right angle triangle assuming right angle triangle. Now let us see the dq is equal to rho l into dl. It is not the surface, my dear students. It is a line only. Once again, I am saying that. When this is a surface, total surface here inside, it is not the hollow. Now that considered as a surface. So charge is distributed inside also, on and inside. Now here the charge is distributed only on the circle only. On that, a small differential length assuming dl. From that point on the z-axis, we take a point P with the distance of capital R, and from origin to the differential length, the distance is small. Now it is also look like the right angle triangle only. And here at the point P, we have to find out the electric field intensity E bar. Electric field intensity E bar is equal. Now the differential length dl from the dq is equal to rho l into dl. dE bar we know by using the point charge and the line charge is a rho l, the dl. Point charge is a q. Differential electric field intensity is a dE bar, and dq is replaced with rho l into dl. dE bar is equal to rho l dl by 4 pi epsilon naught r square into r bar, where r is the distance of the point P dl. See here. The r is the distance of the point P from dl. From the dl, we are taking the distance. Previously, from the dl to the point P only, but is the dl is on the z-axis. Now it is on the circle. Consider a cylindrical coordinate system for dl. We are moving in phi direction. We are moving in phi direction. You have to remember, my dear students, there is a phi, the plane is there. That plane is moved towards the right side with a phi angle. We have the three quadrants. We got one quadrant is R, another quadrant is a phi, and other quadrant is a Z. In these three quadrants, we have R, phi, and Z. That is the cylindrical coordinate system. Cylindrical coordinate system. See, this R is there, a small distance. That is nothing but a radius of the circle. The top view looks like a circle. and front view it look like a rectangle. This is the z-axis. So this r is a distance moves towards the right side with the phi. So what is the differential r now, or a differential length? Always it is multiplied with r into d phi. R into d phi. Differential elements. What are the differential elements here? dr is one differential element, d phi is one differential element, and dz is a one differential element in the cylindrical coordinates. But it is not alone with the differential element of d phi, that is r into d phi. Okay, so differential length on the circle dl is equal to r into d phi. We are moving in phi direction where dl is the r into d phi. Actually, I take only the d phi, but that is moving with a radius of r. dl is equal to r into d phi. Okay. Now r square is equal to capital R square. This is the distance. Hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus side square. You know this one. When we consider this right angle triangle, what is the hypotenuse is capital R, and what is one side is R and other side is a Z. You see, this is a Z and this one is one. Hypotenuse is a capital. So R square is equal to small r square plus Z square. Capital R square is equal to small r square plus Z square. So using this dl and the r, substitute in the dE bar. Substitute in the dE bar. You'll get the equations like this. This is a right angle triangle. AR bar is a negative axis, and Z into AZ bar is a positive Z there, and this one is a minus. Why it is a minus? Means it is towards the negative axis. R is always a positive axis. This is the direction is this is a Y positive, this is a Z positive, and in the cylindrical coordinate system, the Y is nothing but the R. R is also this direction is from here. Direction is towards, this is a positive direction actually. And there is an opposite side. This opposite side is a minus AR. Minus AR bar. So here there is an arrow mark showing that is a minus AR bar. The upwards, not in the downwards. Upwards is the negative direction.